It's going. This is a deck profile for YuGiOh. Terrible game.
Bad game. Bad.
Alright.
We're profiling a Gladiator Beast deck, so first thing, 3 Test Tigers. You can run 2. I might drop down to 2, but I like running at 3 right now. Bestiari, Rediari, Marmelo, and Hoplimus all at 1. Staple.
Hoplimus?
Shut up, Josh. You're bad.
2 Lefori, 2 Darius, 2 Equest to cycle your chariots. And then you got 2 Prismas. You gotta run the Geyseris with Darius and Test Tiger. You run that combo of Geyseris, turn 1. 2 Ryos. Ryos is the tech card in this. Deck is entirely based on field control, so Ryo doesn't let them add cards to their hand except by drawing. 1900 beat stick, and you can pop it to stop a special summon and keep your field control. Alright, so that's all for the monsters. Spell cards, 2 Proving Ground, search for your beasts, triple Forbidden Lands, saves you from shit like Bottomless, Torrentials, Black Hole, whatever. Just keeps your field control. And it acts like a mini shrink. You can use it on your opponent's monsters to make them lose 700 when they attack you. So it's really versatile. 2 Misties, Reborn, Trunade, Dark Hole, all staples. Solo, Mirror Force, 7 tools, Torrential, a couple Bottomless, staples. Other traps, War Chariot. I run them at 3. You can run them at 2. I like 3 because it's easier to draw into 1, and then you can cycle it with Equest and pretty much have a constant War Chariot. And there's so many effects that I just hate. It's just nice. 2 Trap Stuns, so you can keep the traps on the field but stop them from activating it. So when you pull Geyseris, blow them up, as opposed to something like Trunade that puts them back in their hand where you can't attack the traps. With Geyseris' effect, you have to go for the monsters, so I like to get rid of the back row like that. Prison, keeps your field control, killing one of their monsters, removes it from play. Call the Haunted, brings it back. I run it and Reborn because it's just nice to bring back your monsters if you need it instead of just top decking.
Well, Reborn's from your opponents too, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hate that card.
Compivec and Wabaku. I'll probably be taking these out to put in Solemn Warnings if I can ever get them. Fucking $100 card. Compivec I just like for synchros, sends it back to the synchro deck. Nothing they can really do about it, and just the nasty special summons takes out that. Wabaku. You take no damage, your monsters stay on the field, the Glad Beasts, if they hit your monster, you can Wabaku, tag it back in, because the battle still happens, just no damage is taken, monsters don't die. So, or you can use that when you attack them, it just helps keep your Glad Beast, helps you keep tagging them, keep moving. Alright, for the extra deck, I run 1 Esadari. I'm trying to get another one. I like it. It's kind of I don't like that it can't be tagged back in, but I mean you can pull it. It lets you if you have like if you did Geyseris, then you could go back into your deck, pull out a Murmelo, pull out a Rediari, remove something, blow up something, and then tag into that so you don't have 2 weak Glad Beasts on the field. Just gives you a giant beat stick. You can use Darius to pull something from the graveyard, send them both back to the deck, and have a giant beat stick. Geyseris, I only have 2. Gold Series 4, he comes out as a gold rare, so I'll probably get a 3rd one. Just because if they get rid of them, then you can't keep cycling them, which is kind of the point. 2 Hercs, giant beat stick, stop spells and traps. Good to have. Chimera Tech Fortress, in case they're playing like a machine type deck, I've got Cyber Dragons in my sideboard, so I can just use air machines with my Cyber Dragon, fuse into a massive ass beat stick. I run a bunch of synchros in here just because Monster Reborn, I can steal a tuner, it just gives you a lot of options. So I got a Brian X, pretty much a staple, Colossal Fighter, Scrap Dragon, just the boss, Black Rose, I can Black Rose the field and start over again, keep control of the field and such. 2 Stardust, stops them from destroying stuff, keeps the field control, it's pretty much the key of the deck. Archfiend attacks over stuff like Stardust and Scrap Dragon. Mistworm, it's good 9-star, just pops 3 cards, Beast, and then I got another Black Rose. For sideboard, I run a sideboard that lets me swap out into like a removal Glad Beast deck for like stuff like Monarchs, Blackwings. With Bayou, you don't want them having access to the graveyard, so I just remove all their monsters from play, because Glad Beasts go back into the deck and don't die. 2 D-Fissures to remove. Book of Moon in case they have a bunch of effects I don't like, or like really constant attack, can just flip them face down. I don't run it in my deck because it's not that imperative now that they dropped it to 1. I just keep it in the sideboard. 3 Cyber Dragons, because monsters like Darius, you can't use his effect if I side in the removals, because I wouldn't have anything in my graveyard, so swap him out for Cyber Dragons. And I also swap out typically one of the E-Quests, because you only really need 1 to cycle your Chariots. If you side out all the other, and you can't cycle the other monsters. Another Proving Ground in case I feel it's going slow, so I just need another card to search for my beast. Consecrated and Shadow Imprisoning for Blackwings. Prohibition stops any card that I just don't like, if they're running them in their deck. Oppression. You can run it in a Glad Beast deck because you get the chance to activate it, and you can stun it with Trap Stun and then bring out a special summon while it's your turn and not theirs. I keep that to stop them from special summoning. So as long as you control when to activate it, you can activate it once you have field control and stop them from getting anything that would stop your field control. I don't like main decking it because it's so hard to know when to set it off just right, so I'll side deck it against something that swarms really bad. It tries to end up with a little more field control than me. Light Imprisoning, stuff like Light Sworn that I don't like. Quick Draw, Dandies have a bunch of light cards in them, so I just keep that in the side deck just in case. Another Trap Stun, I typically side in if I side in the Oppression, so I can stun it, pull a big play, and then have Oppression still on the field going when it's their turn. Starlight, if they're running like Torrentials, Dark Holes, all that crap that just kills your back row or your monsters or anything, it really just helps protect the field control, brings you out a giant beat stick too. And I got Gladiator Taming. That's pretty much in case you run into a mirror match, you can take their Glad Beasts and tag up into one of your fusions. And if not, I can use it as an enemy controller, thus change position, effective enemy controller as long as I control a Glad Beast. So it turns back attacks and can steal opposing Glad Beasts. So it's nice to have for those mirror matches. And that's all.
Alright, how much do you think this deck would cost to make?
This deck to
like,
make...
not for a beginner, intermediate?
Well, they reprinted about everything, so the real money cards in this deck are going to be the Ryos that I'm running. Prismas are kind of up there. Tigers are going to cost a little bit, but everything else they pretty much reprinted as a common. The Lances cost them quite a bit, and then it's just the Geyserises from the extra deck, or the Synchros that I'm just running as text. but the Gladiators is reprinted in gold 4 and